Hi there. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks, and
I'm Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard.
It's cold, so that's why you see me like this. Tonight, I'm going to continue talking about happiness. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about how to be happy in spite of all the problems of the world, because I don't think that the world is perfect. Do you? So anyway. Before I get on to that really important topic, let's have Sweet Baby James talk about our show.
Yeah, welcome
We changed
to
the name again.
Yes, to the Inner Revolution.
No, the anymore, right? Inner Revolution.
Inner Revolution, changing the world from the inside out.
If Beth would only stop changing the name, everything would be
just drop the
fine. Right. So, and we air.
And we air every Monday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So stay with us and keep coming back.
Yes, and we're happy to have you, whether you're live or dead or come afterwards or anything like that. We know people are very busy at this time of year, and we are thrilled at how many people are actually watching and liking our videos, despite the challenges of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say that. So I want to talk about how to be happy in spite of all the problems of life.
'Tis the season to be jolly, but can we?
No, they really. And so last week I started this whole thing about happiness, right? I talked about how to be happy in an unhappy world and how much we need to be whole in order to accomplish that. And somebody said, well, what does that mean? How do you be whole? So then on Wednesday, I talked about how to be whole. And the major thing that I was talking about is we have to stop fighting ourselves. Now, even if we change our minds about something tomorrow, we need to get committed to whatever we're doing today, even if it's nothing, right? Okay. So not fighting ourselves has been really, really important, and a lot of people have benefited from this. Tonight, I want to talk more about being happy, but in the context of not fighting life. Not just fighting, we were talking about not fighting ourselves. Now we're talking about not fighting life.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Oh, well, life sucks. No, I didn't say that. Life is a struggle. It's difficult.
It's a struggle.
It is. There is a lot of things, you walk, you fall, you break your leg, you lose your job. I mean, how to be happy without actually being out of your mind or, taking drugs or whatever. So, I want to devote this show to this topic. It is very stressful to fight life because we cannot fight what is at the moment. We can fight for what we think can be better, but we can't fight what is the case now. For example, if I have fallen, broken my leg, I can't change that. It's already happened. I'm lying there. I've got a broken leg. Thank God I haven't done that yet. I've only broken my arms. Now, I will have to go through the experience of a broken leg, and I'm just going to have to be with that. And I'm going to talk to you about how to do that. I can try to be more careful in the future so I don't break my leg again. I can try to make the best of it now, but I can't fight the fact that I have broken my leg. If I do try to fight that fact, I will be stressed, angry, and I won't be able to think straight, because when we are stressed and angry, we do not think straight, do we?
I'll vouch for that.
So when we are stressed and unhappy and we're, not thinking straight, that's not happiness. So, but now I want to make a very important distinction. Everybody prepared with their pen and paper. That does not mean that I have to accept everything as right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, because a lot of people say, well, the way to be happy is to accept everything. Well, I don't accept it, but I allow it to be so. And I want to talk about the distinction and why that distinction is important and how we're going to pull this off. So really allowing that it is so at the moment will give us an opportunity to relax and to be happy even with whatever it is that's going on. to the degree possible. Now, what do we need to do to be able to do this? And how do we understand this? What is the difference between accepting something and allowing that it is so? First of all, I want to say you don't have to accept something. You don't have to accept it. To accept, if you look it up in the dictionary, is to consent to receive something, such as a gift or a raise. You receive it. That means you take it in. Supposing you don't accept reality, supposing you don't like it, supposing you just allowed that it is so, then you are not taking it into yourself. You remain whole. And by the way, if you acknowledge that something is reality, that may only be for now. For example, someone may have gotten the promotion that we wanted. What does that mean to us? It means to us we don't get a raise, or that maybe it means to us that we're not being appreciated at that job, or maybe it means that we won't get more interesting work because the promotion will give us more interesting work, or maybe it means we don't have to accept any of that. We don't necessarily have to accept. All we have to do is allow that this happened. I didn't get the promotion. By the way, we don't see any comments. If any of you have commented, it's not coming across on Facebook. Maybe you haven't, but usually people have commented by this time. So anyway, I am going to allow for the fact that we're not seeing any comments. I'm not happy if I took it in. I say, oh, no, I'm not getting any comments because nobody loves me, or there's nobody here, or whatever it is. Well, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to allow for the fact that right now there's no comment showing up on Facebook. Okay, now, let's say that I am allowing that I didn't get the promotion. I'm not going to accept any of those meanings. Maybe that means ultimately we'll find out, right, that I will get a different job, or maybe I'll leave the field, or maybe I'll discover that the promotion would have required more work than I want to do. I don't have to accept it as a defeat. I simply have to allow that as a reality, and then I can look at some choices. Okay, now, let's say some potential boyfriend of mine, a potential boyfriend, mind you, not an actual one, maybe he rejects us. Well, what does that mean to us? That we will be alone. See, this is the stuff that we think we have to accept. Oh, I have to accept it. Oh, there's Todd. He said, hi, Beth and James. Hi, Todd. And there's Nick, and he said, hello, I'm here. Oh, I'm so glad that you've written some comments, so we know there are comments, and we know you're there. Thank you. Okay, so I'm talking about the difference between acceptance and allowance, and what that has to do with happiness if you've just come on. So the boyfriend, he doesn't want us, right? So we take in, oh, what does that mean? Oh,
and he's just a potential boyfriend.
Just a potential boyfriend. So we think, oh, that means I'm going to be alone, or that means that I'm not desirable, or whatever. No, supposing I don't accept that I have to be alone, or that I'm undesirable. Hello, Debbie. She said, hi, Beth and James. Hello, Debbie. So glad you're here. Well, maybe if I just allow it, then all I have to allow is that I will not have a relationship with that person at this time. That's all. That is what I'm allowing to be the truth of the matter. Maybe someone else will come along tomorrow, tonight. Maybe we'll find a different way to not be alone. Or maybe we were really incompatible and it was a good thing, and I'll come to realize that. Or maybe if we allow it but don't accept something, we won't have to accept the meanings we have given to it, such as that we are undesirable. Do you understand the difference? We can go, oh, this is the way it is right now. I have to allow that. I better relax because freaking out about it isn't going to help anyway. All right, here's another example that we will relate to. We're getting old. And we can't manage things by ourselves anymore that we used to be able to manage. Now, what does that mean to us? What do we think we're having to accept? Ooh, that we're weak, or that we're incompetent. Or does it even mean that we have to accept that we have to leave our home? Or do we just allow that it is true that we are too old to manage this situation in this way? If we allow that, we are not accepting all the judgments or the pain associated with it. We're just saying that it is true.
Yeah, there you go.
Does that make sense to James?
It certainly does.
Okay. Now,
And by allowing, it allows us to feel relaxed about it and feel
Yeah.
content and say, okay, that's what is. Okay,
that is what is.
I'll embrace it.
And maybe it's just now. Maybe I'm temporarily incapacitated, or maybe I'm permanently incapacitated. We have to look at that honestly. Now, why would people resist allowing something that is true? Oh, I've never resisted allowing something that's true. Have you?
I'd hate to admit it.
Okay. First of all, maybe it doesn't fit my picture.
Oh, that's mine.
Oh, I'm going to give you one. An example.
Like, for example, being old,
Yeah.
I continually say, I still got it.
That's right.
It doesn't fit my picture.
Right.
What I'm able to do.
That's right. I can't allow that my husband is unfaithful, for example, because my father wasn't that way. It doesn't fit my picture. My picture of a marriage is that everybody's faithful, or that only the mother is unfaithful and the father isn't a real. Okay, that's number one. It doesn't fit my picture, so I won't allow that it's true. No, it can't be. It can't be. Number two, it's not what I want. Oh no, I can't allow that my husband is unfaithful because it makes me feel rejected or insecure, and I don't want to feel that way, so I can't allow that it is true. It can't be true, or I have to get angry about it being true. I can't be relaxed. I can't relax into the process of living. I cannot allow that my husband is unfaithful. Debbie said we have the power to control our lives, but sometimes the people around you can control and influence your decision in life and you won't realize it. Very true, Debbie. Now, number three, about why we sometimes don't allow things. I don't know if we have the power to control our lives, but we can influence our lives. Anyway, number three. Yeah, if I had the power to control my life, I would not be sick and I would not be old, right?
There you go.
So, to a degree, I completely agree with you. Three, why we wouldn't allow that something is true. It's not supposed to be this way. I can't allow my husband to be unfaithful because it goes against our marriage vows. Right? It's not supposed to be this way. Now, supposing my husband is unfaithful, not the James.
Nope.
That would not be the James. Do I have to accept it? What would that mean if I accepted the fact that my husband is unfaithful? That would mean that I married a jerk. It would mean that I am unattractive. It would mean that there's no chance for happiness.
Resignation.
It would mean that I have to be angry, depressed, or feel hopeless. But see, it doesn't, because we don't have to accept any of that. We just have to allow. Supposing I just allow that my husband is unfaithful, I acknowledge that is what's happening. My husband is like that. Now, then I get to ask questions. Is this temporary? Is he just going through something? Is this caused by his own internal issues? And what is he going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Do I want to try to work it out with this guy? Do I love him? And can I just allow that he was unfaithful? Is he willing to look at why? These are all important things to find out. Would I like to be experimenting too? And is this really the kind of marriage I want, where we're both unfaithful? You know what I'm saying? I have an opportunity to think about all of those things if I allow for the reality that my husband is being unfaithful and try not to internalize, oh, he's being unfaithful to me. Now, maybe there is something about me, and maybe I need to take a look at it. Maybe there's a problem in our marriage and that I've been denying it too. So if I allow that this is happening, I don't have to accept that this is the kind of marriage that I want by taking that in and saying, okay, forever. But I can say, boy, this is a sign that something is going on and I'm not happy, and let's see what we can do about it. My husband, now this is not just about being unfaithful. My husband or wife or mate or partner or child or sister or brother or job will never fit the picture or be exactly what I want, because everything in life is flawed, as am I. And it's really important that we allow that we too are flawed, right? If I don't accept any of this, take it in, then I get to look at reality and ask myself what I want to do or what I can do. Now remember that that doesn't mean that I might not have a part. I don't have to say this is about me in order to say, gee, I wonder if there is something about our marriage, or there is something about me that is oppressive and is making him want to run away. And if I can allow that, I don't have to get hysterical. I can just allow that and see it and watch it and become more objective. I don't have to accept that I'm a creep. I just have to allow that I'm a creep. You understand the difference?
And if you allow that you're a creep, you can get help.
I can. I can, because if I don't, then I'm probably going to be fighting it. I'll be in denial. No, I'm not a creep. I'm a wonderful person. Because obviously, if I accept that I'm a creep, that means I am a creep. But if I just allow that I am creepy, or have these issues or something, then I'm not so needing to deny that it is so. Right? So, the world is not what I want it to be. In fact, maybe it's less and less the way I want it to be. When you look at the news, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? I cannot accept it, the world as it is. I can't become just depressed and hopeless and defeated, right? I don't have to take the anger. I don't have to take an angry, depressed, or hopeless attitude towards what it is that I see, but I have to accept that. What I'm accepting and taking in.
Allow, you mean?
No. What I'm accepting and taking in is that this is what is now. That is what I am accepting, not what it is. So that's where acceptance can come in handy. I'm accepting that this is the way it is, and I'm allowing it. I'm allowing it. I'm allowing it. I'm allowing it. So some people want to use the word acceptance. That's fine. But that's what we can accept, is that this is the way the world is now, which is really just allowing reality to be reality without taking in all those meanings. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, I can still try to build a better world if I allow that it is the way it is. I can still keep my own happiness and my resilience because I haven't taken in all that toxicity. I don't want to take in the toxicity of the world if I can help it. And that goes back to, Debbie's point, I think, of, taking in something that's toxic. If I fight reality, I will become sick emotionally and sometimes physically because I'm so anxious and upset all the time. I will be stressed and I will probably act irrationally. My mother would get sick if she saw dust on the Venetian blind. Venetian blinds are those blinds for windows. This would make her sick. She couldn't allow that dust exists. In fact, my mother, and James will attest to this, never opened a window in her house. Never. Because she didn't want dust. She was not allowing of the fact that there is dust. Okay.
In the air.
In the air. So, hey, that can make you a little sick, stressed, and probably a little irrational if you keep trying to fight reality. No, I don't want you to be that way. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. If we accept reality, we might get passive and depressed, right? And say, oh, take it in, and this is it, and I'm hopeless, and everything. If, on the other hand, we allow it, We can live with what is in the moment. Okay, I've got a broken leg. I'm lying here waiting for the paramedics. I'm on the cold earth. It's kind of drizzly. It's wet. This happened to me, except it was a broken arm. And I lay there for over an hour. And I had to be in allowance that that was the way it was at that moment. And I had to live with it in that moment. I'm sure many of you have much worse. And if I allow it, I will stay calm. And I'll look around and say, oh, maybe you can move that branch that's poking me in the eye, which is actually what happened. Sweet baby James came out and he tried to help me. And I will stay calm. I will evaluate options like, why don't we call 911? And I will either find a way to live with whatever happened forever. If James or a child or my doggie were to die, I would have to find a way to live with that forever. I would have to allow that it happened and find a way to live with that forever. Or I can try to find a way to change it or something about it. Let's say I feel desolate because I have lost my doggie. Well, I can evaluate whether or not I should get another one. But I still have to allow that I've lost Mojo, which I shouldn't even say that, but I know that one day it's going to happen. I can even allow, and you're going to like this, I can even allow that I may not know what to do in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to stay calm and I'm trying to evaluate, I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I may not have a clue. I have to allow for the fact that I don't know what to do. And, wait for divine guidance, wait for help to come. You never know in life. It is so odd how something will come out of left field that you didn't expect that will help you to solve a problem.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you also saying then that if you're in pain,
yes,
if you complain about it, feel you got a raw deal, you're judging it negatively, that increases your pain,
absolutely,
your emotional pain? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Whereas if you allow for the fact that that's happening, perhaps you can relax more.
Absolutely.
And have some
absolutely
relief there.
And I will tell you that I have a lot of experience, not only with emotional pain, which we all have, but physical pain, which also many of us have, because I am in chronic pain. Sometimes it's pretty intense. Sometimes, it's like I hate it, I can't stand it, and I just have to allow for the fact that I'm not handling it well. Sometimes I have to allow for the fact that I can't handle something. It's too much for me, and I'm thinking I'm freaking out, but if I can allow it then I will be able to reach the optimum amount of relaxation and well-being that I am capable of at that moment in that situation.
Yeah.
So I allow it to be. I allow myself to writhe on the ground if I need to, or cry, or scream, or yell, or whatever it is. But the more that I am able to relax around it, the less pain I have. And Nashat just sent us a lovely message, but it's not translated. But he sent us flowers.
He sent flowers. Thank you.
It's in Arabic, so we appreciate that. So whichever I choose, if I choose to live with something forever, or if I figure out some way to change it, or I just wait for some inspiration or for something to happen, or I accept that I may not know what to do with it for that moment. And that's all allowed, right? But whichever I choose, I can stay a lot happier.
Yeah, you can focus on the things that increase your happiness.
I can say, okay, well, I'm in bed again, but I have sweet baby James, or I have Mojo with me, or I know this is going to get better, or I know it isn't going to get better, but whatever it is, I can be happier. So there it is. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. And I'd like you to like it, love it, comment. I will answer your comments whenever when you put them on. Share this show with others who you think might benefit from it. And I believe, oh, and don't forget, Thursday, Monday and Wednesday. Okay, so this
There's this
is
show.
Inner Revolution. And Thursday, it's Dreams of Peace. And last time, we got knocked off the air 3 times. And I had to allow it. And I didn't do a very good job. I got really upset. But see, I have to allow for the fact that I'm still immature enough so that I'm going to get upset when things go wrong.
Yeah, but by the last time that happened, you picked yourself up, you got into a relaxed state, you played freely, and it was fantastic.
I kept playing the piano. No matter what
Yeah.
happened, I kept playing the piano. It's true. It really works. And so there's all kinds of good stuff. We have a conversation group called Seeing the World Through New Glasses, and there's a lot of information on the post as soon as I get to the post, and I can put it on there. So we love you, we bless you, and we love the love that you send to us as well.
God bless you.
Until Wednesday.
Until next time, take
Bye.
care of yourself.
Yes, do. Bye-bye.